welcome to my weekly messages. I'm Jalila Star. In the last several weeks, I've been doing a series on Starseeds, walk-ins, and Lightworkers, and my reason for doing this series is to provide support to all of you still involved in your missions or preparing and training for your missions. I was very fortunate to be trained by some excellent teachers, the Nibiruans, for my mission, which I completed a few years ago, and it was a 12-year mission. And one of my assignments was to then turn around and assist others who will be working on their missions and provide that support all the way through the end of 2012. This week's installment is on the mission that we all have in common, regardless of where we're from, and that involves integrating another species, a species that is very much present here on our planet right now, but one that we have has been in the shadows, so to speak. We didn't know it. Many people did not know it was here, but the evidence is clearly out there that it is, and that is the reptilians. Now, gosh, there's a part of me that doesn't even want to do this message because I don't want to freak people out, but to all my fellows travelers, star travelers here, you know that this is something that we've got to deal with, and how we deal with it is going to make a difference. Many years ago, in the beginning of my training, I was shown through remote viewing, which I didn't know it was remote viewing back then, what had happened on past worlds in which we had encountered the reptilians, because part of the universal game for soul evolution is the integration of two species, two aspects of light and dark in the form of two different species. And in our universe, that is the reptilians and the humans. So we humans must integrate the reptilians, and the reptilians must integrate us. But it seems easy, but the challenge is that we both come from two different perspectives. Our creation myths given to us by our parent races, the felines and the carrions, was that for the reptilians, that they were the keepers of the cosmos, and therefore their job and their right to exist depends on them maintaining order in the cosmos. And that includes ensuring and protecting the various planets that make up the cosmos. Anytime they see a species, anytime they encounter a species, they have a decision to make. If that species is non-threatening to the planet, then they'll allow it to be. But if they don't, their job is to eliminate that species. Well, we represent, on the other side of the scale, so to speak, a species that is very emotional. We're not tied to our planet as far as emotionally tied to our planet, where the reptilians are. That's how they experience their emotions. They're very logical by nature, but they experience their emotions through the elements of nature. We, on the other hand, carry around with us a fully developed emotional field, through which we experience our emotions. So when we litter, say we throw something out of our car onto the street, we don't feel it. Whereas a reptilian will feel it because their emotions are tied into the field of the planet itself. Our creation myth was that we would, anytime we encountered another species, that we would try to live in harmony with them. So here you got one side thinks that their right to exist depends on maintaining order and eliminating any species that could be a threat to that order. And we, on the other hand, are a species who does not connect with our planets, therefore could damage a planet and not feel it. And therefore we become a threat to the reptilians in that manner. So you can understand why there's been a lot of conflict. Well, I think in the next few years, starting now in particular, we're going to have to deal with the reptilian agenda or the reptilian issue head on. And the reason is this: anytime we have to deal with something, we have to revisit a past issue in order to work it through. That issue will first be presented to our entertainment industry as make-believe. And that has occurred in the past. You see a lot more movies about dragons and vampires and reptilians, and multiple timelines and invasions and first contacts and such as that. The second step, once we've kind of integrated that, first step is to then present that same message again through a credible channel. And what I mean by that is by airing it on TV, because TV is considered more real. And so we are seeing that occurring now, because we now have this new TV series. It's actually based on an old series called V, and it is about a first contact scenario with a species that is reptilian masquerading as humans. I have to tell you, when I saw the first episode, it really got me, because I had seen similar things like that during my timeline travels back in the early part of my training, where they were showing me what had happened in the previous homeworlds of humans that had been destroyed. And in each one, there was a contact scenario with a species that set the tone for the way that that relationship would develop and eventually end. And 4 times it ended in destruction. I think what we're going to be presented with over the next couple of years is all the different ways that we could choose to interact with them, and it will be shown to us on mainstream TV. But more importantly, I think it's also setting the stage for a real contact, and it will again appear as a human species, but will not be human, and they will appear to be saviors. And how we handle that is going to determine whether or not we heal the past and alter the future, meaning that we don't repeat what happened on the worlds that were destroyed. There's a part of me that still thinks, oh, it's just all fantasy, but the reality is it's coming. I mean, I've been seeing emails that people sent me about Obama possibly disclosing the UFO connection, all the extraterrestrial interaction with the U.S. military. There's new movies coming out about dragons, and one of the big hit series now for young people is about vampires. All aspects of the reptilians, I'm telling you, it's being shown to us over and over again in different ways about how we can respond. I think we're going to be dealing with this, and all you Starseeds and Walk-ins and Lightworkers, one of the reasons we're here is to help humanity make the right choice, which is to integrate rather than fight or resist. And we integrate not by blindly trusting or falling down and worshiping. We do it by using discernment, setting boundaries, being clear, negotiating, and not giving our power away. And in particular, not asking them to save us. Don't ask them to do anything for us. And because they still have to abide by protocol, which is they cannot fulfill their agenda without getting our permission to enter our space on a mass level. Even though in a way they've been here for a long time, there's still a certain degree of protocol they have to follow. So that's my message for today. It's a little convoluted, but it's there. And by the way, I'm going to be on the Raleigh James Show tonight on www.raleigh.net. I don't know if we'll be talking about this particular topic or not, but I just want to let you know I'll be there, because along with all that happening, I'm going to be going more mainstream as well. So let's keep going. Let's keep getting it out there about the answer is integration, not fighting. And I think we will alter the future and change it to be what we wanted it to be all along. So Next week we'll be talking about training. And until then, you have a great week. Bye-bye.